Welcome to Psychology the Daf. We are in Gemara Pesachim, Daf Mem Dalid, and we're going to talk today about a drasha and the way in which the Noam Elimelech represents this drasha in two aspects of self-regulation. So the Gemara discusses a pasuk by Nazir, which prohibits bread soaked in wine. And from that pasuk, two different halachic ideas might come forward, depending on how you darshan the pasuk. The first principle is what's called tam ke'ikar, which is a halachic idea that the taste of the forbidden food is forbidden like the actual food itself. So in the case of the Nazir, the taste of the wine is forbidden as the wine. The other one is heter mitzdarf l'isser, which is that a permitted food matter and a forbidden food matter can combine to form a kazayas of forbidden food, even when technically there isn't a full kazayas of forbidden substance. Now, the Noam Elimelech on Parshas Naso understands through a drasha a different way of looking about this, and it relates very much to the Nazir's vow. Now, let us understand who a Nazir is. A Nazir is a person who has difficulty negotiating the pleasures of this world and sees it as necessary to voluntarily abstain from what is permitted to rein in his desires. It's not considered a preferred way to manage, because one should enjoy what is permitted in a proper manner, as indicated by the Gemara in Nazir on Daf Yomi Aleph. It's a sin to bring pain upon oneself through unwarranted deprivation. However, when the person sincerely vows out of a wish to learn the virtue of delay of gratification, then it's valuable. As with most psychological and spiritual judgment calls, it is painstaking and soul-searching. So the Noam Elimelech sees the two ideas of abstention represented in these drashas. The first drasha that learns tam ke'ikar, which is taste is as forbidden as substance, hints at the idea that desire is as bad as the actual sin, meaning the state of ruminating and obsessing over the sin causes the person to be in a prolonged state of impurity. In addiction psychology, the loss of sobriety is often merely the final stage in a process of loss of sober thinking that may have begun days or weeks earlier. We are taught in Chazal, Hirhuri Avera Kashin Me Avera, thinking about the Avera in some ways is worse than the Avera. And this is why, because the action of the Avera is just one event in time, while the obsession over the matter actually can lead to much more preoccupation. Many addicts go into cruising mode in which they're preoccupied in obsessing over how to get their next fix. And the titillation of that experience can be as addictive as the substance or process that hooks them. Now, the second drasha, that a permitted substance aggregates along with the forbidden to meet the share of a kazayas, this hints at the problem of technically permitted activities that still can become a slippery slope to sin. So the permitted becomes added on to the forbidden. Both of these challenges and imbalances in self-management are part of the Nazir's developmental task, and, of course, our own.